I should have never touched that bottle. If curiosity killed the cat, then I was the dumb cat staring up at my very alive, very smug, very shirtless roommate while every humiliating secret poured out of my mouth like a damn waterfall. It started 3 nights ago, right after the storm knocked out half the campus power. The hallways of Lincoln Hall smelled like wet carpet and stale coffee. I had been curled up on my bed, laptop balanced on my knees, pretending to study while really just scrolling through photos of Aiden from the last lacrosse game. Yeah, Aiden, my roommate, the alpha of all alphas. The kind of guy who makes straight girls write bad poetry and straight guys question if maybe they'd like to experiment. And me? I'd been silently obsessed with him for 6 months. The problem was I'd done a damn good job hiding it. Or so I thought. When he stumbled in from practice that night, hair damp, hoodie clinging to his chest in ways that should be illegal, he tossed a brown glass bottle onto my desk. Found this in the student chem lab clean-out bin. Might be some sort of energy drink. You want it? I should have said no. I should have asked why the label just said, Prototype 14 Truth Compound. But instead, I shrugged and took a swig. Maybe I wanted to prove I wasn't some awkward beta hiding in the corner. Maybe I just wanted to impress him. Maybe I was stupid. Probably all 3. The burn hit my throat like cheap tequila, and before I could even ask what was in it, I was telling him in excruciating detail about the dreams. The ones where he kissed me in the elevator. The ones where his hand slid up my shirt during a thunderstorm. The ones that left me waking up at 3 a.m., heart pounding, sheets kicked to the floor. And Aiden? He didn't interrupt, didn't laugh, just stood there, arms crossed, head tilted like he was studying a puzzle piece that finally made sense. By morning, I had convinced myself he'd forget. He'd tease me maybe, but we'd move on. But when I came back from my first class, my side of the dorm had been cleaned. My laundry folded. A single note sat on my pillow. We need to talk. Tonight. I spent the rest of the day pacing like a criminal waiting for sentencing. Every accidental brush of his arm in the tiny dorm kitchen sent heat flooding my face. Every time he caught me staring, that maddening half-smile curved his mouth. When night came, Aiden shut the door, locked it, and leaned back against it like he had all the time in the world. So, truth serum, he said, voice casual but eyes sharp. I laughed too loud, too forced. Look, I don't know what was in that stuff, but you meant every word. He cut in, not asking, knowing. Didn't you? And God help me, the serum might have worn off, but something in his voice made me tell the truth anyway. Yes. What happened after that was not what I expected. No disgust, no awkward laugh. He just stepped forward, slow, deliberate, until the space between us was nothing. You could have told me, he said quietly, and for a terrifying moment, I thought he was angry. But then his hand, that big, warm, infuriatingly gentle hand, cupped the back of my neck. You think you're the only one who's been hiding something? The confession spilled out of him in pieces. Late nights, he pretended to be asleep while listening to my breathing. Mornings when he lingered in the shower because he didn't want me to see what I did to him. Turns out, my alpha roommate had been playing the same silent game. We were 2 idiots dancing around the same fire, too scared to step in. But now the fire was roaring, and neither of us was backing away. The days after that were dangerous in a whole new way. We still acted normal in public. 2 roommates. One slightly too obsessed with protein powder, the other with late-night coffee runs. But behind the closed door of room 308, it was a different story. Touches became longer, conversations deeper. He'd lean over me to grab something off my desk, lips brushing the shell of my ear. I'd sit too close on the couch, pretending not to notice when his thigh pressed against mine. The truth serum had stripped away the first layer. Now the rest was unraveling, slow and unstoppable. The storm returned a week later, rain pounding against the glass, as we sat on the floor surrounded by half-finished homework. Aiden reached for the bottle, the same cursed, blessed bottle that had started it all, and turned it in his hands. You know, he said softly, I don't need this to make you talk anymore. My laugh was shaky. Yeah. He set it aside, reached for me instead, and kissed me like the last piece of truth between us had finally fallen into place. We didn't talk about labels that night, didn't plan the future. We just stayed close, letting the storm rage outside while the quiet between us became something warm and whole. Because sometimes, the truth isn't a bomb waiting to explode. Sometimes, it's the only thing keeping you alive. And for the first time since moving into Lincoln Hall, I wasn't afraid of Aiden knowing everything. Because he did. And he stayed. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.